the massive universe of numismatics, where collectors spend lifetimes hunting for hidden treasures, there exists a category of coins so rare, so astonishing, that their very existence feels almost unbelievable. Among these treasures lies a coin most people overlook every single day: the humble Roosevelt dime. It's small, lightweight, and often ignored. Yet some of these dimes have sold for prices that ordinary people only dream of. We're talking about values not just in the thousands or hundreds of thousands, but so rare and so extraordinary that a single Roosevelt dime has crossed into the realm of millions of dollars. Imagine this: a tiny 10-cent coin from your pocket, change capable of changing your life forever. A coin so valuable that collectors from around the world fight for it. A dime that, if found today, could transform you from an ordinary owner into the discoverer of one of numismatics' greatest modern legends. These coins aren't just currency, they are stories, accidents, mysteries of the mint, and miracles of survival. And every single one of them has the power to shock even the most experienced collectors. In this video, we are going far deeper than surface-level facts. We're going inside the history, the errors, the minting secrets, and the extraordinary circumstances that created these multi-million-dollar Roosevelt dimes. We're exploring how coins that were meant to be common, everyday money, somehow became some of the most sought-after rarities in American coin history. And most importantly, how one of these priceless dimes could still be hiding in someone's old jar, bankroll, or forgotten drawer, like maybe even yours. So get ready, because what you're about to learn might completely change the way you look at the smallest coin in U.S. currency. This is not just a video, it is a treasure hunt, a mystery, and a lesson in how a simple dime can hold unimaginable wealth. Let's begin the journey into the world of the most valuable Roosevelt dimes ever discovered. Coins worth millions of dollars, and the rare secrets every collector needs to know right now. First of all, we will talk about the crown jewel of modern American coinage, the 1975 No-S Roosevelt dime, a coin so rare, so mysterious, and so powerful in the world of numismatics that it almost feels unreal. This tiny dime, missing a mint mark no bigger than a grain of sand, became one of the most expensive modern coins ever sold, shocking collectors worldwide. To understand the magnitude of this error, you must first know the purpose of proof coins. These special coins, struck with mirror-like surfaces and razor-sharp details, are made exclusively for collectors, not for circulation. And in 1975, every single proof dime was struck at the San Francisco Mint, which means every dime should have carried one small but essential letter: the S mint mark. But somehow, against all odds, a very small batch of proof dimes was struck without that mint mark. It wasn't intentional. It wasn't planned. It was an extraordinary accident caused by the metal stamp used to strike coins being prepared without the S mark engraved on it. Before the mint workers realized the mistake, a handful of these rare dimes slipped into proof sets and were sent out to collectors, and these few error coins became the stuff of legends. Only 2 confirmed examples exist today. Let that sink in, and not hundreds, not dozens, just 2. In modern coin collecting, this type of rarity is almost impossible. These aren't old 1800s coins made by hand. These are modern, machine-produced coins where errors of this magnitude simply should not happen. That's exactly why collectors worldwide treat the 1975 No-S dime as a masterpiece of minting history. When the first one surfaced in the 1970s, the discovery sent shockwaves through the collecting community. Every collector, every dealer, every expert wanted to see it. It was like uncovering a hidden chapter of the U.S. Mint's history. And when the second one appeared years later, competition exploded. These coins instantly became the holy grails of the Roosevelt dime series, comparable to the 1913 Liberty nickel or the 1804 silver dollar in terms of rarity and fame. And the value? This is where the story becomes unbelievable. When one of these 1975 No-S proof dimes hit the auction block, the bidding war was intense. It climbed higher and higher until the final price shocked everyone. A staggering $456,000 for a single dime. Nearly $500,000 for a coin that weighs just 2.27 grams. A coin most people ignore. A coin worth 10 cents by design, but transformed into a priceless treasure because of one tiny missing letter. Experts today believe that if either of the known examples comes to auction again, especially with today's massive global collector demand, the price could easily pass 1 million, possibly even 2 million. That makes this coin not just valuable, but potentially one of the highest priced modern coins in existence. Now let's move to the second extraordinary treasure on our list, the legendary 1968 No-S Roosevelt dime. This coin is another shocking minting miracle, a rare proof dime that carries a mistake so significant that it turned an ordinary 10-cent piece into a collector's dream worth tens of thousands of dollars. And just like the 1975 No-S dime, this coin came from a world where errors of this scale were never supposed to happen, yet somehow did. To understand what makes this coin so valuable, you have to imagine the precision demanded at the U.S. Mint in the late 1960s. Proof. Coins were crafted with special dies, polished to perfection, and struck multiple times to create mirror-like fields and sharp details. Every San Francisco proof coin, every single one, was required to bear the S mint mark. Missing that mint mark meant the coin was struck with the wrong die, something almost impossible in a modern proof production environment. But in 1968, for reasons still debated by experts, a die without the S mint mark was prepared and used to strike a very small number of proof Roosevelt dimes. No one noticed, not the engravers, not the die makers, and not the inspectors. These rare error dimes slipped quietly into sealed proof sets and were sold to collectors all across the United States. Then came the big shock. A collector opening a 1968 proof set made a discovery that would turn the coin collecting world upside down. A proof Roosevelt dime with no mint mark, a coin that by all rules of minting simply should not exist. When word spread, excitement spread like wildfire. Proof sets were searched across the country. Coin dealers scrambled to inspect their inventories. Collectors rushed to open untouched sets stored for years. Slowly, a handful of examples were found. Today, fewer than 30 examples are known to exist, an incredibly tiny number. When you consider that over 3 million proof sets were minted that year, this level of rarity instantly elevated the 1968 No-S dime into a legendary status. And the price? Absolutely astonishing for a modern coin. When a high-grade example hit the auction block, bidding erupted. Collectors recognized the importance of this error. It was one of the first major No-S proof issues, a groundbreaking piece of minting history. The final hammer price stunned the audience. A powerful $40,000 to $50,000, depending on grade, with some premium examples going even higher. And just like the 1975 No-S dime, experts believe that if a top-perfect, high-grade example ever surfaces again, the value could skyrocket, possibly touching $70,000 to $100,000, especially as more collectors enter the market. But here's the part that makes this coin even more thrilling. Just like the 1975 No-S error, these coins were originally packaged inside regular 1968 proof sets sold by the mint. That means a lucky person somewhere could still have one sitting untouched, perhaps in a family keepsake box, an old drawer, a forgotten cabinet. Next, we move to the third extraordinary rarity, the 1970 No-S Roosevelt dime, another breathtaking proof error that has become one of the most iconic modern mint mistakes ever discovered. This coin stands as one of the earliest and most important No-S proof errors in U.S. mint history. It is the kind of coin that every collector dreams of finding, yet only a microscopic number of people will ever hold one in their hands. The story begins inside the San Francisco Mint in 1970, a time when proof coin production was at its peak. Thousands of flawless proof sets were being produced, each containing brilliantly struck coins meant only for collectors. These coins were never intended for circulation. They were works of art, made with special dies and polished surfaces. And as always, every proof coin from San Francisco was supposed to carry the S mint mark. But then came the twist. During production, a single proof dime obverse die was somehow prepared without the S mint mark, an error that should have been caught instantly. But the die was used anyway. Dozens, maybe a small handful of proof dimes were struck with this defective die. Before mint inspectors realized anything was wrong, some proof sets containing these No-S dimes were shipped to collectors across the U.S. What makes this coin so fascinating is that it represents the first generation of modern No-S proof errors. It set the foundation for the 1971, 1975, and 1983 No-S rarities that followed. Collectors view the 1970 No-S dime as the beginning of one of the most important minting error series of the 20th century. The rarity of this coin is extreme. Across decades of searching, only around 12-15 examples have ever been confirmed. That makes it rarer than almost every modern U.S. coin error, and rarer even than some famous 1800 silver coins. Finding one today is considered almost miraculous. Its value reflects this incredible rarity. At major auctions, when a certified high-grade example appears, collectors don't just bid, they fight. The bidding wars are fierce because each appearance of a 1970 No-S dime is a historic event. The demand comes not only from Roosevelt dime specialists, but from error coin collectors, proof set collectors, and even general U.S. coin enthusiasts who recognize how significant this error is. Prices have repeatedly reached $25,000, $30,000, even up to $40,000 for premium-graded examples. And experts agree, if a perfect quality specimen ever surfaces, a flawless, mirror-deep cameo coin, it could easily break $50,000 to $75,000, especially with today's rapidly growing global collector market. Part of the magic behind this coin is the mystery surrounding it. How many were made? How many are still out there unnoticed? Could more exist in sealed, forgotten 1970 proof sets tucked away in cabinets, safes, or attics? Every collector wonders if they might be the next lucky person to uncover a priceless mistake hidden inside a simple, dusty proof set. Now let's move to the fourth incredible treasure, the 1971 No-S Roosevelt dime. Another shocking proof error from the San Francisco Mint. This dime stands as a rare and mysterious masterpiece that shook the modern coin market. While the earlier No-S dimes of 1968 and 1970 were already stunning discoveries, the 1971 No-S dime took the numismatic world by storm when collectors realized just how few of these coins existed. The story begins in the early 1970s, a time when the U.S. Mint had already tightened its production standards. After previous mint mark mistakes, inspections were strict. Quality control was intense. Every employee knew that the No-S errors of the late 60s had drawn massive attention. So, logically, mistakes of this sort shouldn't have happened again. Yet history had other plans. Somehow, through a chain of events still debated by experts and a proof, Dime D was prepared without the S mint mark. Once again, the die slipped past inspection. And once again, the San Francisco Mint unknowingly struck a tiny number of proof Roosevelt dimes with no mint mark at all. But here's what makes the 1971 No-S dime even more special. It was discovered later than the 1968 and 1970 No-S errors, which means collectors had already been searching proof sets aggressively. The fact that so few 1971 No-S dimes surfaced even after decades of searching proves just how incredibly rare they truly are. Today, experts believe that only 8 to 10 confirmed examples exist. That makes the 1971 No-S dime one of the smallest known error populations in modern American coinage, a rarity so extreme that even advanced collectors may never see one in their lifetimes. Now let's talk about the value, because this is where the story becomes astonishing. Whenever a 1971 No-S Roosevelt dime appears at auction, it creates instant excitement. Collectors gather, bidders prepare, and the room fills with tension because everyone knows they are witnessing a historic piece of minting history. The prices often climb rapidly, reflecting both the coin's rarity and its importance in the No-S proof series. High-grade examples have sold for $40,000, $50,000, and even up to $60,000, depending on condition and cameo contrast. But modern experts believe something even bigger. If a deep cameo, ultra-high-grade example ever surfaces in a perfectly preserved piece, the price could easily explode past $75,000 to $100,000, especially given today's booming interest in rare proof errors. What makes this error even more exciting is the way collectors still search for it. Because the coin originally came in 1971 proof sets, many people continue opening sealed sets hoping to find the next example. It is a modern treasure hunt, a blend of history, chance, and the thrill of discovery. Imagine opening an old proof set inherited from a relative, pulling out the dime, and realizing it has no S mint mark. A simple 10-cent coin transforms into a life-changing fortune worth thousands of dollars. Next on our list is another breathtaking rarity, the 1983 No-S Roosevelt dime, one of the most shocking and unexpected modern mint errors ever discovered. This coin marks the final chapter in the legendary No-S proof series, and many collectors consider it the most dramatic because of how late it occurred. By 1983, the U.S. Mint had nearly perfected its proof production process. Machines were modernized, inspections were strict, and the earlier mint mark mistakes were studied in detail to prevent them from happening again. So the idea that a proof coin struck in the 1980s, decade of improved quality control, could be released without a mint mark seemed impossible. But the impossible happened. Somewhere inside the San Francisco Mint, during the production of 1983 proof sets, a single obverse die was prepared without the S mint mark. Just like in the earlier legendary errors, this die was used before anyone realized something was wrong. Proof dimes were struck, sealed into clear packaging, and shipped to collectors across America. And for years, nobody noticed. Unlike the earlier No-S errors, which were discovered relatively quickly, the 1983 No-S dime remained hidden, silent, unrecognized. Only after dedicated collectors began examining older proof sets in detail did the discovery shock the entire numismatic community. The moment the first 1983 No-S dime surfaced, the coin world reacted instantly. This was decades after the 1971 error, so collectors had assumed that mint mark mistakes were a thing of the past. The fact that this coin existed proved that even in modern times, perfection is never guaranteed. Its rarity? Absolutely astonishing. Experts estimate that only 2 to 3 dozen examples exist, maybe fewer. Because it was discovered so late, many proof sets may have been discarded, broken apart, or lost before anyone realized what was inside them. Some collectors believe that mint workers might have destroyed most defective sets once the error was discovered, leaving only a few miraculous survivors. Now let's talk about the value, and it's extraordinary. Whenever a 1983 No-S Roosevelt dime appears at auction, it becomes the centerpiece of the event. Collectors know that this is likely the last major No-S mint mark error ever released, making it historically significant. Prices have soared to $15,000, $20,000, even $30,000 for high-grade certified examples. But many experts predict that the value could rise dramatically in the future. Why? Because collectors today love modern rarities. They love dramatic mistakes that weren't supposed to happen. And the 1983 No-S dime checks all those boxes. A perfect deep cameo. Example, if ever found, could easily break $40,000 to $50,000, especially as demand for unique modern proof errors grows. What makes this coin exciting is the mystery surrounding it. Unlike the 1968, 1970, and 1971 errors discovered closer to their release dates, the 1983 No-S dime may still be hiding in unopened boxes. And there you have it, some of the most extraordinary Roosevelt dimes ever discovered. Tiny coins that carry stories far bigger than their size. These aren't just pieces of metal. They are accidents of history, miracles of minting, and treasures that have rewritten the value of modern American coinage. From the legendary 1975 No-S dime worth nearly $500,000 to the rare 1968, 1970, 1971, and 1983 No-S proof errors that transformed simple dimes into 4- and 5-figure fortunes. Each of these coins reminds us that the world of coin collecting is full of surprises waiting to be uncovered. What makes these stories so incredible is that any one of these coins could still be out there, hidden in an old proof set, resting in a forgotten drawer, sitting in a dusty box of inherited items that no one has opened for decades. The next life-changing discovery might not come from a museum or a professional dealer. It could come from someone just like you. So the next time you handle a dime, don't ignore it. Look closely. Examine every detail, because you never know when a 10-cent coin could turn into a $10,000 treasure, or even $1 million miracle. Coin collecting isn't just a hobby. It's a journey of mystery, patience, and unbelievable surprises. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the world of the most valuable Roosevelt dimes ever struck. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with other collectors and treasure hunters. And remember, history isn't just written in books. Sometimes it's hiding in the smallest places, waiting for you to discover it. Stay curious, stay passionate, and keep searching. Your next coin could be the one that changes everything.